Prime Minister calls upon the world leaders to stop war. US-Israel strike deal for Gaza humanitarian aid. Shakib participation in India match hangs in balance. Those were the headlines. You're watching ATN News. Good evening, viewers. I'm Rubab Ahmed with English Bulletin. Referring to war and conflict all over the world, the Prime Minister called upon the world leaders to stop war and competition of arms. She also called upon women to cast vote for ballot to keep the progress of the country intact. She made the call while addressing a women's rally at Ganabhavan, marking inaugural of Joita Foundation on Tuesday. The Prime Minister said, rights of the woman have been ensured in the country since people have cast their vote for boat symbol in the last 3 terms. Women themselves will have to realize their own rights. Criticizing BNP, the Prime Minister said BNP Jamaat alliance took the country on the verge of collapse during their regime. Thousands of women entrepreneurs across the country and leaders and activists of Women's Wing of Awami League joined the rally at Prime Minister's residence. Fair, smooth, neutral and acceptable polls will take place in the country as per Constitution. Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir made the remark at an event on Sheikh Russell, the youngest son of Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, at Dhaka University Laboratory School on Tuesday. The event was organized marking 60th birthday of Sheikh Russell. Obaidul Qadir said no message or ultimatum will bear any fruit as long as people are with Sheikh Hasina. The government will not step aside from the constitution. The Awami League leader alleged BNP is planning sabotage, bringing terrorists from all over the country. Awami League is ready to give appropriate answer. Constructions of multi-story buildings are taking place one after another without maintaining any building code. The people are concerned very much negligent to such scenario. Unplanned urbanization is a long-term problem of Savar. Besides, construction of buildings haphazardly, showing no respect to building code, is adding to the woes. So the problem of the city around Dhaka is increasing. The residents are enraged by the negligence of the people concerned. The scenario is almost same in the port city, Narayanganj. The city adjacent to Dhaka is also losing its beauty due to unplanned construction of building. City Corporation and Rajuk is in a tug of war over the responsibility of urban planning. Rajshahi city is also experiencing mushrooming of multi-story building. Building code is not maintained in most cases. The market run by RDA is at stake. US and Israel have struck a deal to allow humanitarian aid to Gaza. The deal is made when US President Joe Biden will make a high-stakes visit to Israel on Wednesday amid the growing conflict in Middle East. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced Biden's travel to Israel as the humanitarian situation in Gaza Strip grows direr. The visit is believed to be a show support for its war against Hamas, after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had agreed to let humanitarian aid reach besieged Gazans. Blinken said President will hear from Israel what it needs to defend its people. He also hear how it will conduct its operation in a way that minimizes civilian casualties and enables humanitarian assistance to flow to civilians in Gaza in a way that does not benefit Hamas. So they would continue to work with Congress to meet those needs. Biden decided to travel Israel and Jordan to meet both Israeli and Arab leadership to control over the raging Israel-Hamas war could expand into a larger regional conflict. Now news on ICC Men's World Cup. You're watching ATN News. This is English Bulletin. Not only Bangladesh but also the whole world will suffer if Israel-Hamas conflict affects the energy sector. State Minister for Power, Energy and Mineral Resources Nazrul Hamid made the remark at a program in the capital on Tuesday. The event was organized to mark the Smart Grid Experience Day. The State Minister said, however, there is a crisis in the Middle East. A trouble occurs over oil and gas price. He, however, said Bangladesh is yet to face any such problem. The country is keeping eye on the situation. A formula has been sent to Ministry of Finance to adjust the oil price with the global market. It will be enforced after getting approval. The smart grid will be used to attach power generated from Rupur to national grid on completion of its work of the second phase, he added. At least 5 lakh unfit vehicles are plying on the roads. Chairman of Bangladesh Road Transport Authority, Nur Mohammad, made the disclosure at BRTA office in the capital on Tuesday on the occasion of National Safe Road Day. The BRTA chairman said, faded color of car does not mean that it is unfit. Awareness of all and social movements are needed to make the road safe, he added. The Safe Road will be observed across the country on October 22nd with various programs. Now news around the world. Israeli forces are attacking the Lebanese armed group Hezbollah. In a statement on Tuesday, Israeli army said they attacking the military targets of the terrorist organization Hezbollah on the territory of Lebanon. Sporadic clashes have also erupted along the Israel-Lebanon border since the start of fighting between the Palestinian Independence Armed Group Hamas and the Israeli army on October 7. It has been reported that at least 10 people have been killed in Lebanon so far. Most of the dead were members of Hezbollah. However, among the dead are the Reuters journalist and 2 civilians. On the other hand, 2 Israeli soldiers were also reported killed. More news on Gaza conflict. About 84,000 pregnant women in Gaza are at extreme risk due to ongoing Israeli airstrikes at the closure of the Egyptian border. World Health Organization spokesperson Margaret Harris said this in an interview with CNN. She added 10% among them are expected to give birth in the next month. The reign is reeling under a humanitarian crisis. World Health Organization warned that the water supply will completely dry out for hundreds of thousands of displaced Palestinians. UNFPA's representative for Palestine, Dominic Allen, said that with an already faltering healthcare system, pregnant women of Gaza are under extreme threat and deprived of medical supplies. Besides, lorries waiting at the border have various relief items as well as 78 cubic meters of health and medical supplies, which is enough to meet the needs of at least 3 lakh people. However, they are unable to reach Gaza because the border is closed. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has warned that he will not grant visas to anyone who openly supports Hamas. He said this in the election campaign in the state of Iowa. Trump promised on Monday if elected as president again, he will bar immigrants who support Hamas from entering the U.S. Alongside, he will send officers to pro-Hamas protest to arrest and deport immigrants who publicly support the Palestinian group. Moreover, Trump was responding to the Hamas killing of at least 1,300 Israelis. He said that triggered a war in which Palestinian health officials say Israel has killed more than 2,800 Palestinians in Gaza. He will ban entry to the U.S. of anybody who does not believe in Israel's right to exist and revoke the visas of foreign students who are anti-Semitic. He also vowed to step up travel bans from terror-plagued countries. Now, sports news. Before ending the bulletin, the top stories once again. Prime Minister calls upon the world leaders to stop war. U.S.-Israel strike deal for Gaza humanitarian aid. Shakib participation in India match hangs in balance. World to suffer if Gaza war impacts energy sector, says Nazrul Hamid. Israeli attack on Hezbollah kills 10. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with us.